Hello, my name is Gabriel Kindschy, and I will be telling the story of something that I call the Winter of Woes. Now, it was winter 2016, and it was very, very cold that year. Um, on top of that, we got an extreme amount of snow, especially for the area. We got 4 or 5 feet, depending on the location, and that's a lot of snow to be on the ground. Now, my family owns and operates a feedlot, and for some background, a feedlot basically just it has cows come in, feed them, keep them nice and healthy, and just get them weighing a bit more. That's where the feedlot part comes in, and just bulk them up a bit, and then give them back to the guy bigger and healthier. Now, in the winter of 2016, with 4 feet of snow on the ground, it was extremely, extremely hard to keep cows alive, even, much less healthy and, gaining weight. On top of that, we have we had cows that were calving. Now, you may not see an issue with this, and I didn't either, right up until the point I went out there one day. And the calves, as they were born, would fall into the snow uh, and just melt downwards slightly. Now, why is that such a big issue? Is because it was so cold, and they were coming out so warm, they'd melt down into the snow. And, that could lead to confusion in the cows, because cows aren't very bright. Uh, but no, the real issue was that it was so cold, the water would freeze after a bit, and it would just freeze that cow solid, and they would just die. And it was a very, very dark and just awful thing. And, there's only so much you can do about it, though. And so I was recruited by my uncle to basically constantly run around and keep calves alive. So I had a four-wheeler, and I would just run around there, and if I saw a newborn calf that was looking bad, um, I would pick them up, drive them up to a place I called the tack room, and I would warm them up, feed them, and leave them there a day or two till they got big enough to survive in the snow on their own, and then I would give them back to their mamas. Now, it was a very, very rough winter with all the snow, and it made people really cranky. And due to that fact, 3 of our 4 hired men refused to work that year, or that winter. They, of course, they refused to work, so they were fired, because they just refused to go out in the snow, even when it wasn't actually snowing or raining or anything, and it was just snow on the ground. They refused to go out and take care of the calves, or feed the cows, or do anything. They just wanted to hang out. And I was recruited. I worked very, very hard. On top of school, I did the cow job, and I fed the cows too, and that took 3 hours, 2, 3 hours every day, just due to the fact that it's supposed to be done by 3 people, and I was doing it on my own. So it was a very, very rough period, but after we managed to ride it out, and we have found new hired men to replace the old ones. We we've worked very hard to keep the place operational. We've got it running again to the point where we're turning a good profit again, and everything is going quite well. So basically, if you just keep working on something really hard, if you actually commit to something, you will succeed.